بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أريد شوية نرجع للجلسة الماضية البارحة الظهر. تكلمنا من على موضوع الأكثرية قد ما كانت محاضرة أو جزء من الأخوة كانوا حاضرين. We spoke about existence and the purification of the niyyah, the intention. Now I'm going to continue on that, and the question now is, how do we purify our niyyah, our intention? So intention, it's the inner direction towards doing something. So my intention when I play in a team, and I give example, when we play in a team, a hockey team and a soccer team, is to make the team win. To score goals, or to be a defender, to not allow goals to be scored on the team. So now we're going to talk about how do we purify that intention. In Islam, there is 3 steps of purification. So we're going to talk about the team first, and we're going to make an analogy about Islam after. So let's take a soccer team or a hockey team. In a hockey team or a soccer team, there is a coach that coaches the team, that gives you the strategy, they give you the direction of how to play and what are the best tactics of playing. So in order to have success, one of the aspects of having success within a teamwork is to have ta'ah, you have to follow the coach. Follow the orders of the coach. Let's say the coach gives you a certain strategy to follow and tells you, well, look, the other team is an offensive team, now we have to play like a defensive game or an offensive game, all depending on the opponent. So one aspect of gaining and working and having success in a team is to follow the coach's order. The second aspect when we come to a teamwork is basically to be patient. How is it materialized within a team? So a player, once there's a coach order towards a certain direction or a certain strategy, the player has to be patient in terms of accepting the order and assimilating the order in terms of execution. So maybe the player is an offensive player, but the coach tells him to play defensively. You need to be patient in terms of changing his aspect of the game. He has to play more of a defensive game. Or maybe the coach is asking him to sit aside, and we're going to replace you with another player. He has to be patient in accepting the decision of the coach. Or maybe you're sick or you're injured and you can't contribute to the team. You still attend the meetings of the team, but you can't contribute. Your leg is broken, or you have a sore back, or whatever the sickness is, so you cannot contribute to the team. So you need to be patient in order to heal up and give your body, you give the time to heal for your body. And the third aspect, in order to have full success in the team, it's not only accepting the coach's order and being patient about executing the coach's order, or being patient on yourself because you want to heal up. It's also to be truthful, that once you understand why the coach is asking you to do that, then you want to be truthful to materialize what you do. So that means you do not have a remorse. Let's say if you're an offensive player and you want to score goals and the coach is telling you you need to play defensively. In order to be truthful in that case, is that this player need to accept his new role within that game and basically materialize the coach's order on the field. So these are the 3 aspects in terms of teamwork that we can apply in our lives. Islam is the same thing. When we come to Islam and we ask, how should I purify my intention? You have to pass through these 3 steps. The first step is to follow Allah's order. What is Allah's order? Allah's order is through the Sharia and through the Quran and the Sunnah, the Hadith. There is a lot of content of things that we need to follow. So we need to understand and comprehend and to read the content in the Quran. In order to follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us. If we don't read and we don't know, we're not gonna follow, or we're not gonna obey the orders because we don't know. But it's in our duty to know. It's in our duty to be successful. It's the same thing in terms of the team. If you want to be successful in a team, you have to follow the coach's order. You want to be successful in your life, in your existence, you need to follow Allah order through the Quran, through readings, through the Sunnah, through the Sharia. The second aspect we come to it is the sabr. It's patience. In order to learn, if you go to high school or university and you start learning courses by courses, and these are difficulties, the difficulties are higher and higher over time. You need some patience in terms of acting upon these difficulties. In order to learn, you need to have effort. In order to have effort, you need to be patient in actually executing these efforts. If, la samahullah, so this is the positive action. You be patient in order to positively execute something. But if you're sick, or let's say you have a turmoil in your life, you need to be patient on what you have right now. يسموها صبر صبر على طاعة. So you follow patience based on following Allah's order, in order to learn Allah's order, in order to execute the orders. صبر على الخير. So if you have a certain aspect in you, you're rich, you're wealthy, or you have a good health, you need to execute, you need to do things. These are resources that to be used. They're not resources to be left over. So sabr, to give. Sabr, patience to execute these orders or these resources, or to use these resources. And the third sabr is basically to, if you're sick or you have ibtila, sabr ala al-bala. If you're sick, if you have lost your father or your mother to sickness or anything, you need to be patient. You need to understand that we are in a whole world that we are being tested, and this is your specific test. If you're sick, if you have, let's say, you have your kidneys are not working, you're sick in the hospital forever. This is your test. This is your big test and challenge in this life. So this is the aspect of sabr. And the last thing, the same thing as teamwork, you need to have the ikhlas. Your intention need to be truthful. Truthfulness, and when you act, do not act based on your ego. Do not act because your mother tells you to act. No, you act because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to do birr al-walidain, then we act. We don't act because my mom tells me to act or my father tells me to act. No, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells me to do that. So these 3 steps, these are basic steps that you guys can reflect on and see how you could purify your intention over and over during every day-to-day life. It's really important to reflect on these steps. So first, follow the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through reading the Quran, understanding what's inside the Quran, the Sunnah, and the Sharia. Then be patient in terms of advancing, because there is effort. There are new things, new rules, because you need to understand them. So you need to give some effort. And it's the same thing as school. Okay, or if you have a test in terms of you're sick or anything, you need to also be patient and direct all of your understanding and intention that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing me, and now I am gonna stand still. And the third aspect is your truthfulness. You have to be truthful in terms of that. You have to be truthful towards Allah. We do not do things because others tell us to do. We do things because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would direct us towards the best of the directions. He wants our benefit in this life. He wants us to go to paradise. So this is our role. These are the 3 things I want to talk about. So that's it. So you can close. In terms of the